Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Keisha Davis. Today I'm going to use a full face of items Boxycharm has given me. I was just going to use the stuff in the Boxy Luxe I just got, but then I decided to just use a full face. Of course, I haven't sent foundations. As a subscription box, it's kind of hard to send foundations. Starting off, I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This one is in Serene Green. I haven't really used this one yet. I really hate the smell of it. It is just, whew, it smells like grass and outdoors. Next, I'm gonna go on with Dr. Brandt's Pore Illuminizer Primer. It kind of fills in the pores too, so I like to use it if I'm gonna use a primer water. So I'm just kind of like pushing into the pores. It also has a glowy finish to it, so it's really nice. I'm just focusing it on my T-zone area, and then rubbing whatever excess is on the rest of my face. I'm gonna try and use brushes that Boxycharm sent me too. They do send a lot of lipsticks and brushes, so I have got a few brush sets. There are some brushes that I don't have, or some that I need more of, like eye brushes, that I'll use other ones. So I'm gonna start with the eyes because I have a bunch of colorful palettes I'm gonna use. Starting off, I'm gonna use the Bang Beauty Chocolate Liner. I'm gonna use it for my brows as a dip brow because it works really well for them. I'm also using the Brow Gal dual-ended brush that was received in a Boxycharm. So I did the other eyebrow off camera. I haven't received an eyelid primer from Boxycharm yet. I would love to get one, but they do have different variations. So I did receive this Measurable Difference Concealer Collection. It's just what they can do with so many different subscribers is give you all sorts of different shades. Then there's something for everybody. This has been used, tried to mix. I've tried to do so much with it. It doesn't work very well, but I am going to go in with it and carve out the brows and use it as a primer for the eyes. Now I'm gonna look a little bit crazy for a while. In this Z palette, I have some colors that I received in Boxycharm. I have received like Makeup Geek eyeshadows, singles. So I'm just going in with a lighter shade and setting the brow bone. All these shadows in here are from Boxycharm with the exception of one that's from ColourPop in here. So I'm also just gonna take that rest of the color on the brush and just set the whole eye with it so it doesn't crease. So I'm gonna go in with a light brown shade. I have to be careful with this because it's broken everywhere. So I'm just gonna take this lighter shade of brown and just go into the crease with it. So I'm gonna go in with the Almar Cosmetics Brina del Carb, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a palette by Gabrielle, who actually works for Boxycharm. So this is her first palette, and I'm also gonna use one of her brushes with it. So I'm gonna go in with the orange color Cocoa Taxi. Just in that crease again. This palette is super pretty and it's super blendable. So while I'm doing this, let me tell you about myself. Since I didn't in the first video, I didn't really have an introduction video. I just kind of went in full force. I am from Utah. I've been into makeup for about 3 years now. Actually about 4 years, really hardcore into it, where I decided I wanted to make a career out of makeup. Aside from all the drama that's been going on behind this next beauty influencer, this is a great palette and I've been wanting to use it. So I'm going to use the Laura Lee Party Animal palette. I'm going to go in with this bright orange shade. Now, I don't really follow a lot of drama, but I do follow some channels on YouTube that kind of update you. I just think that if a brand makes a good product, I'm going to use it. And this came in a Boxycharm, so. Going back to the Almar palette, I'm going to use the color Tropico in the crease, and I'm just using the same brush because it doesn't really matter to me. So I'm just putting that in the crease, deepening it a little bit. So a little bit more about me. I am 25. I'm pretty sure I already said that. But I have 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl. My son is 3 and my daughter is almost 8 months old. They are my world. Their names are Cadence and Elijah. I'm gonna go in with a deeper purple shade from the Almar palette. I don't know the name of it because I can't pronounce it, so I'm just gonna focus that right on this outer corner and just blend. So my kids are my world. I love them. I mean, who doesn't love their kids? I kind of do this with my eyes open. I have hooded eyes, so when I open my eyes, you know, this has that. I like to do it with my eyes open because I like to blend up above the crease, so it makes me look like I have bigger eyes than I do. So I'm just taking what's left over and blending it. I'm going to take this and just flick it out while blending that up a little bit. So I'm just going to take the same brush and just blend all those shades together. Don't worry, we'll be cleaning up around the eyes. Next, I'm gonna go in with the purple shade from this palette by Laura Lee, and I'm just going to really set that on the outer corner, blending it up a little bit. From the Almar palette, there's a dark brown. I'm just going to dab it right here, really deepening out that corner. This is like a fall-y look, fall-inspired look. So I'm going back in with the concealer palette I was using, and I am just going to cut my crease. This one I really like to have my eyes open for. So I can make the fake crease. Next, I'm gonna go in with this Blink palette that is a collab with BoxyCharm. This palette is so pretty. I'm gonna go in with this maroon shade. So I'm just gonna take the maroon shade from that palette and just do it on the inner part of the eye. I'm using a really fine brush to do this. With the same brush, I'm just gonna go in with a lighter shade right on this inner corner. It's a champagne color shade. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a pinkier shade just right here. It's like a rose gold color right here in that open spot. And then I'm just gonna take it all and drag it all over to this purple one, and it really makes the colors fade in together. So I am also, my birthday is next month and I will be 26. I'm really excited. I love my birthday. It's the few days before Halloween. It's on the 29th. I'm just like super excited. I love Halloween. I love my birthday. That being said, I am also engaged. I've been with my fiance, which I don't ever call him a fiance because just not like, I don't know. So we've been engaged for 3 years. We are getting married in 2 years on Halloween in Hawaii. So I'm super excited because Halloween is my favorite holiday. So I'm just gonna go back in with the maroon shade I was using from the Almar Cosmetics palette and just use it to blend this glitter shade in. The shimmer in, I should say. I'm just blending it in. I'm gonna take the back of this brush and just blend those two shades together. They didn't blend very well. Okay, now we can move on to the face, and I'm gonna zoom you guys back out. So in this concealer palette, there is a red concealer that I'm just going to use this red concealer out of this palette to kind of hide some of these spots up. Color correct my dark spots. I'm gonna use my finger to just blend it all out. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever foundation. I don't know what shade I'm in because I don't see it on there. Also, the shade might be a little bit light for me because, well, I've gotten a tan, so definitely a little bit light. I went to Cancun and I got a tan, and I haven't really, summer's almost over, so I'm like, when do I need a summer foundation now? So I'm just gonna put that on. So because this is so light on me, it might blend out and be fine. But I'm gonna go in with a Temp 2 bronzer, BoxyCharm scent, which is a little bit weird because it actually is for airbrush makeup and they sent it. I'm like, maybe they'll send an airbrush later. So I'm just gonna put that all over the face as well, just to kind of help blend in the foundation a little bit better. So I'm gonna go in with the Luxe brush that I just got in my Boxy Luxe box. This brush is actually really amazing. I've gotten a lot of Luxe brushes in my Boxycharm that I didn't really care for. I actually really like this one. Oh my gosh, I'm doing foundation. I totally forgot about this. I'm gonna throw it on real quick. In the midst of me doing foundation, I forgot that I had this awesome makeup headband that kind of helps you keep foundation out of your hair. It's a little bit too late for me since I've already got foundation in my hair, but it'll be all right. I usually get it like right here, so. Now that that's blended in, I'm gonna use this. Like I said, I don't really care for it. I have used it to do makeup before a few times. I'm not too big of a fan, but that's okay. I don't know what shade to use. That one's a little bit too pinky for me. So is that one. So I'm just gonna mix two of the shades together. Oh, it's a little bit too light for me. Okay, well, I guess we're using the lighter one. You really have to like rub a brush in here and warm this up. It's just like your finger and warm it up. It's just really, really waxy. It's hard. I'm just gonna go in with my finger. I mean, I'm sitting here rubbing my finger into this. It's just not working out. I just like to put a little bit right there, and then I like to go in right here just to cut out those cheekbones a little bit. So let's hope a brush blends this out. So the brush blends it out a little bit. It's really heavy. It's on your eyes, on your under eyes. So I'm gonna just put some of a super lighter shade right here because it blends to nothing too. It works good as a, if you wanna cut a crease and stuff with it, or your eyebrows, you know, so. So I like to cream contour or bronze, so I'm just gonna take some of it. That looks like a good shade to bronze up your face with. I'm gonna take some of it and just mark it in the spots that I want to contour. I don't think I'll put it on my nose. I have a really oily nose, so if I put it on my nose, then it's just gonna if I put it on my nose, it's just gonna be an oil slick. So I just added a little bit of a darker shade to it. It's kind of warm toned, but, or cool toned, but it should work out. Yeah. So I'm just gonna use I'm using the same brush, and I'm just going in circular motions to blend it. It looks like it kind of took off some of my foundation. So Boxycharm also hasn't sent me a setting powder, so I'm just gonna go in with my Cover FX powder. I can't wait till they send a setting powder though. They started including Cover FX in some boxes, so I'm really excited that maybe that might be an option. So I like to set my center part of my face. I like to take I'm just using a beauty blender. I did get beauty blenders in Boxycharm by Pure, but they were about a year ago, so those have been, you know, thrown away since then. So I like to, when I like to contour my nose, I like to take some foundation or some powder and just put it right onto my nose on the sides. I don't contour my nose often because I wear glasses, and if you've ever put too much powder on your nose with glasses, your glasses just slide around. So I like to let that just sit. I'm gonna take whatever is left on this and just press it where I haven't had any powder. So I haven't got a setting powder, any type of powder, setting powder. I have gotten a white translucent powder from Boxycharm by Ofra. I actually got rid of it. It didn't work for me. It left such a white cast, but my under eyes would look like this, even dusted off. So I had to get rid of that. So this brush is this is a Luxe 660 brush. It says it's a foundation brush, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna take this palette that I did get in my Boxy Luxe and just bronze, contour, whatever I'm doing with it. I really like this brush as a brush to help you contour with because it's just so small and it just fits right where you need it to. I actually mixed 3 colors in this palette. It works out pretty well. So I'm gonna go back in with my powder and just bake right here. I'm trying to think of some other stuff I could tell you guys about myself. I'm gonna go in with this palette again and contour my nose. So I like to take some color and just, I'm using the Morphe E47 brush. It is really good to contour your nose with. So I just bring it down with the powder on. I like to do it with the powder on and just kind of blend it in, but then I like to go down the sides and just back and forth. It mixes the powder a little bit with that, and it helps to diffuse that contour a little bit. And then I go in right here on my nose and do the same thing. I have a very wide nose at the bottom, so I feel like this really helps my nose a little bit smaller. So then I like to take powder again and just right over that middle part. So I used to be a chef, and I used to love to cook all the time. That was my passion. I always thought that when I got older I would become a food critic. That was something that I always wanted to do. I didn't want to own my own restaurant. I wanted to be a food critic. And I could still see myself doing that. I would love to do it still. But I ended up getting pregnant, and I ended up being one of the pregnant girls who couldn't stand a lot of smells of food. So I quit working in the food industry, pregnant with my first. I haven't gone back. Look what I just did. So I haven't gone back to cooking, mainly because I got into an office job and I just found myself having more time and not having to work, 70 hours a week, and being able to go home and not smell like food all the time. I still have a passion for cooking. I would still love to become a food critic, just not right now. The career gods are not in my favor. So I'm just going in with a really small M15. It's a really small brush, and I'm going to take a shade from the Almar Cosmetics palette, and I'm just going to pop it on the inner corner. You know, the career gods just aren't in my favor. I find something I love and I'm passionate about, and honestly, I would get back into the culinary business, but I make some good money where I'm at that I'm kind of at a standstill on it. Next for blush, I'm going to take this Note Blush in Desert Rose and a Luxe. It says it's a highlighting brush, but again, there's just some of these brushes Luxe makes just don't work out that way for me. It's too big of a highlighting brush for me. So this is just a really freaking pretty blush. It's so pigmented, you just seriously have to tap into it and then you get the pigment. Look at this. You get so much pigment. It smells like, my brush smells like perfume. Once I do that, I like to just take this brush over the blush and blend it away. Same with my nose contour. I also have this Luxe Dual Fiber Powder Brush that I actually really like to use this brush for highlighter. So I have this Ofra Beverly Hills highlighter I got. It's so pretty. I don't know why this dual fiber brush just worked so good for me and my highlighter. So I'm just mixing these two shades together. For eyeliner, I'm going in with this Pretty Vulgar The Ink liner, and I'm just using a e.l.f. angled liner brush because I love it for this.
I just kind of keep my eye open because again I have hooded eyes, so I just kind of keep it open and look at where the wing can go with the eye open. Draw my line and then blend it down. Try to do it without blocking the camera, but
I'm just taking this Janta Blue liner and I'm going to line the waterline with it. While bringing it down into the lash line just to sort of buff it out. And I'm going to take, or not buff it out, darken it. And I'm going to take this brush and just rub it along that edge too. Deepen it up. For mascara, I'm going to take the Big Look by Pure. This mascara came in the limited edition Boxycharm that came out last year. It's an okay liner, or it's an okay mascara. It's got the hard bristles. Oh, I got mascara on here and I will show you guys how to fix that. So I forgot to highlight my brow bone, so I'm just going to take that same brush I used to do the inner corner, and I'm just going to put the lightest shade I put on the inner corner right on that brow bone. As we can all see, I got mascara on this part of my eye. If you take a spoolie, once it's dry, and just fling it off. It just flings right off. Okay. So I'm not going anywhere today, so I'm not gonna put on false lashes. I'm not gonna put on my contacts. I'm just gonna put on my glasses. So I'm actually making a cake for my sister for her birthday, which is on Wednesday, and it's now Monday. So I'm gonna just make her, cake, and I'm gonna decorate it. I'm not a baker, but hopefully it turns out super cool. She wants a watermelon cake. I think the concept looked really cool, so I'm just gonna set my face with the Morphe Continuous Mist. This setting spray is amazing. The mister on it is freaking awesome. I did get this ColourPop lipstick in the shade Strut. It is a beautiful ultra satin nude shade. So guys, that ends the tutorial-ish using all makeup from Boxycharm, with the exception of the stuff I rather didn't have anymore or things that they haven't given out yet. And Boxycharm is a subscription box that costs you $21 a month. You can also use my link below. In the month of September, if you use my link, you will get a free It Cosmetics Secret Sauce moisturizer. That moisturizer is amazing. So be sure to watch my last video of me unboxing my Boxycharm Luxe. It will be linked here and below. Thank you for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know how you liked my video in the comments below. It means a lot to me that you take the time out of your day to watch my videos.